Alright, so what's up, friends? We're going to learn how to play Tearin' My Heart by 21 Pilots on the ukulele, and it was requested for me by Uma Geeker on my cover of this. Thank you so much for supporting me, girl. You always got my back, okay? The chords that we're going to need today are D, G flat G, A7, A, and B minor, and that's going to be it. So, starting with D, you're going to put your first finger on the top string 2nd fret, your second finger on the 2nd string 2nd fret, and your third finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. Next we have G flat, which is going to be your first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, your second finger on the top string 2nd fret, and your third finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. Then we have G, which is going to be your first finger on the 2nd string 2nd fret, your second finger on the bottom string 2nd fret, and your third finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret. Then we have A7, which is only going to be your first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret. And then we have A, which is very easy to go from A7 to A because you have your first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, and you just put your second finger on the top string 2nd fret. And lastly, we have B minor, which is going to be barring the 2nd fret, which is pressing down on all of the strings, and your third finger will be on the top string 4th fret. So strumming pattern wise, I use 2 strumming patterns. The first one is going to be down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's going to make more sense whenever I play it, but it'll be like down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Those are going to be the chords and stuff that we use for the verses and intro. I would actually practice that with the chords because it might be a little easier, because the reason why you're strumming down multiple times in a row is because you're switching chords. So we'll go over that whenever I go into the verses, but that's the first strumming pattern, and the second strumming pattern is just down, down, up, down, up. And that'll be used for the chorus and things, and so that's just down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So practice that without playing any chords. So the chords for the intro and the beginning of verse 1 are going to be D, G flat, G. And the end of verse 1 is going to add on A7 and A. So, starting with the intro, you're going to do the first strumming pattern, and so that's going to go something like this. You're going to start on D, and you're doing the down, down, up, switch to G flat, down, switch to G, down, up, and then you're going to, I lightly put my finger over all of the strings to dampen the sound, but you can put all of your whole hand just very lightly so that whenever you strum it goes, makes that kind of noise. D, down, up, G flat, G, down, up, damper, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Try doing a little slower. Honestly though, you could easily do this without that strumming pattern, so it would just be like, and it'll sound fine whenever you go into verse 1. So do that 2 times and for the intro, and on the second time that you do it, whenever you're doing this part, you're going to start singing and going immediately into verse 1. So let's try that. So D, G flat, G. Sometimes you gotta bleed to D, G flat, G. That you're alive and have a D, G flat, G. But it takes someone to come A7 round to show you A. And I immediately switch into the down, down, up strumming pattern whenever I go A7 to A. Round to show you A. Alright guys, I'm back. I mean, you didn't think I went anywhere, but I went and got some cookies out of the oven. So, the chorus. Moving straight into the chorus, the chords are going to be G, A, B minor, A, D, A, and at the very end, it jumps immediately into the second verse with the same chords as the beginning. So, strumming pattern, now we're doing the down, down, up strumming pattern. So, starting on G. She's a tear in my G, I'm alive. She's the A in my B minor, I'm on fire. She's the A in my D, take me A than I've ever been. Now we go immediately into the D, G flat G part. D, G flat G. Songs on the radio are okay. D, G flat G. Taste of music is your D, G flat G. But it takes a song to come in A7 to show you A. Now we go to the chorus again, although it's going to be slightly different because we're going to repeat the last sentence than I've ever been 4 times, but it's the same chords as the rest of the chorus. G again. She's a tear in my G, I'm alive. She's the A in my B minor, I'm on fire. She's the A in my D, take me higher than I've ever G. Then I've A, B minor, oh no, no. Then I've A, D, oh, then I've A, B. And now we go into the bridge, which is the plucking part, which is super fun. Basically what you're going to be doing is your first finger is going to be on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and you're going to be plucking that string. Do that 6 times. Slide up to the 6th fret. Put your 2nd finger on the 7th fret, and then repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's just repeating that over and over again. So, with the words to the song, it sounds like this. Say it once without singing. You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time. But that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you'll sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. You could continue doing that for the rest of the time that you're saying you're repeating that. But the way I did it, I played chords. The chords are just going to be D, G flat G, and repeating. And if you look at the sheet music, it's played a bit differently than I ended up doing it. So you can look at that if you want to do that, or you can do it the way I did. It's up to you, whichever one you think sounds better. So I'm just doing a kind of down, down, up, up strumming pattern, strumming down whenever I switch chords. So D. You fell a G flat G, D. I drove G flat G, but that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole, so G flat G. I'm driving G flat G, cursing my government, A7, for not using my taxes, A, to fill holes with more cement. So after doing the bridge part, we're going to repeat verse 1 and then go straight into the chorus, which leads into the She's a Butcher with a Smile, which is the same like tune as the rest of the chorus. It's just different words. So D, G flat G, D, G flat G. Sometimes you gotta be to D, G flat G. But you're alive and have a D, G flat G. But it takes someone to come at A7 to show you A. Immediately into the chorus, which is G, A, B minor, A, D, A. She's a tear in my G, I'm alive. She's the A in my B minor, I'm on fire. She's the A in my D, take me A than I've ever been. My G is my armor. She's the A in my B minor, she's a carver. She's the A in my D, got me A than I've ever G. Then I've A, B minor, oh no, no. Then I've A, D, oh. Then I've A, B. Now for the very end, you're going to be playing G, A, B minor, A, B minor, A, D, and just strumming every time you play a chord. So my G is my armor, she's the A in my B minor, she's a carver, she's an A with a B minor, cut me A than I've ever D. I hope that was helpful. I'm trying to make these tutorials shorter so that it's easier to follow, but I feel like they just are always going to be long. I'm trying to cut them down. Let me know how to make them better. This is my dog. Harmony.